Hello everyone, and welcome to my Days of Our Lives official channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. MARLENA'S new persistent, Everett's unfortunate psychological well-being determination. Days of Our Lives reveal that Marlena Evans will question Everett Lynch while Stephanie Johnson notices. The week-after-week review cut likewise shows Stephanie remaining by Everett, who is wearing an emergency clinic outfit and looks stressed. Then, a totally different rendition of Everett sneers over Chad DiMaris v. Blast. All in all, could Everett's blended and secretive past be because of a terrible psychological well-being conclusion? Jada Tracker's marriage evidence. DOL spoilers uncover that fans just looked as Everett denied knowing who Jada Hunter endlessly was befuddled over being called Bobby Stein. Jada was irate and wound up showing Everett evidence. Besides the fact that they met before yet Jada and Bobby were hitched. At the point when Jada showed Everett the verification, including a photograph of them together on their big day, he was perplexed. Everett conceded that the man in the photograph closely resembles him, yet denied knowing Jada. DOLV, Steve Johnson's proof. Stephanie didn't have the foggiest idea who to accept. Jada and Stephanie are old buddies. Simultaneously, Stephanie needs to accept that she wasn't tricked 2 times by a similar man. Steve Johnson, Stephen Nichols, showed Stephanie confirmation that Everett and Bobby are a similar man. Everett Lynch's confidential disarray. Days of Our Lives uncover that Everett appears to be confounded both openly as well as secretly. Because of Everett acting confounded when alone in his room, proposes he is coming clean about not recollecting Jada. Days of Our Lives. Marlena Evans' determination. During the V, Marlena will interrogate Everett regarding his past while Stephanie notices. Then, at that point, the week-after-week review cut shows a stressed Everett wearing a clinic outfit while in a medical clinic room. Stephanie is in the room remaining close by. Be that as it may, the C-cut likewise shows Chad detonating at Everett over the Bobby circumstance. Everett is displayed with an evil jeer. In this way, it appears we are taking a gander at 2 totally different individuals living in a similar body. Might Marlena at any point determine Everett to have a parted character or one more sort of psychological well-being condition? That won't pardon Everett's way of behaving in regards to Jada, yet it could make sense of the secret. It likewise could make sense of why Barris said in a meeting Everett was a hero, since Jada is laying out a totally different picture. Marlena demonstrates split character hypothesis, brings Bobby back. Days of Our Lives spoilers show that like so many others in Salem, Everett Lynch, Blake Barris, will go to Marlena Evans' Deidre corridor to assist with figuring out his life. Everett claims that he has no clue about who Bobby Stein, Blake Barris, is, yet his fingerprints match. Might Marlena at any point figure out the secret of Bobby and Everett? Days of Our Lives. Everett Lynch is coming clean. Days of Our Lives spoilers uncover that everybody in question appears to accept that Everett is making this story up to save himself. Everett claims that he remembers nothing about Jada Tracker, Elia Cantu. Everett doesn't recall meeting Jada, going gaga for her, and absolutely not being hitched to Jada. Days of Our Lives spoilers, Marlena demonstrates split character hypothesis, brings Bobby back. Everett doesn't recall any of these when he is separated from everyone else either, which implies he can't lie. That doesn't imply that Jada trusts him. Jada is persuaded that Everett is simply claiming to control Stephanie Johnson, Abigail Klein. All things considered, he positively maneuvered her toward being the other individual for a long time. DOL spoilers. Stephanie Johnson is exceptionally resentful about being the other lady. Stephanie can go by what she has evidence of, and that will be that she was the other lady. Stephanie never needed to be a courtesan. She maintained that somebody should cherish her and put her most memorable in their life. Stephanie thought she had that until Everett vanished. Might that case at any point be that Everett never existed and Bobby is who Everett truly is? Everett's as yet vital to Stephanie, so when he dropped, Stephanie demanded taking him to the medical clinic to see what was the deal with him. Stephanie is essentially able to acknowledge a clinical justification behind Everett's cognitive decline. Might Everett at any point conceivably have divided characters? Perhaps Everett has shut out his union with Jada on the grounds that it was so awful. Days of Our Lives spoilers. Will Marlena Evans make quick work of things? Marlena will consent to meet with Everett and attempt to take care of him. Things. Marlena will pose Everett a few vital inquiries in order to take care of sort things. Marlena might choose to spellbind Everett to assist him with recovering his recollections. Marlena has been known to utilize this strategy a couple of times. Spoilers highlight a few stunners and purges before this storyline is finished. Will Marlena's examination assist Everett with assembling his life back, or will she find something significantly really surprising? Will Marlena give Everett his life back or find more data that he is obstructing too? Which individual will Everett be eventually? In the core of Salem, a storyline unfurls that sends shockwaves through the very close local area. Dr. Marlena Evans, prestigious for her skill in psychiatry, takes on another patient whose appearance denotes an emotional defining moment in the town's story. The insight about Marlena's most recent case resounds through Salem, causing a commotion and filling a persistent interest in the puzzling individual looking for comfort in the prestigious specialist's consideration. As Marlena digs into the intricacies of her new understanding's mind, the stunning passage takes a startling turn with the disclosure of Everett's terrible emotional wellness determination. Everett, a once lively and darling individual from the local area, wrestles with a condition that breaks the deceptions of predictability. Salem, a town familiar with its reasonable part of emotional turns, is left in paralyzed quiet as the consequences of Everett's conclusion unfurl. The stunning section explores the fragile territory of emotional wellness, a subject frequently covered in shame and misconstruing. Marlena, the robust specialist, turns into the key part in this sincerely charged story, trying to unwind the layers of Everett's battles and give a promise of something better despite significant misfortune. Salem's occupants are brought into the circle of this startling storyline, compelled to stand up to the distinct truth of emotional well-being difficulties that rise above cultural standards. Everett's conclusion adds an impactful layer to the story, driving the local area to face the delicacy of mental prosperity and the general idea of human battles. As the stunning passage unfurls, the profound profundity of Everett's process turns into a mirror mirroring the weaknesses and intricacies inside each individual from Salem. The drama rises above its customary limits, arising as a stage to reveal insight into the nuanced real factors of emotional well-being, testing biases and encouraging compassion among its watchers. Marlena, the sympathetic and prepared specialist, turns into a signal of help in Everett's wild process. The stunning section turns on the fragile elements of their remedial relationship, investigating the limits of trust, empathy, and the extraordinary force of psychological wellness care. Salem watches eagerly as Marlena explores the maze of Everett's psyche, uncovering the impactful accounts and covered injuries that have formed his existence. The stunning disclosure of Everett's emotional well-being determination fills in as a story gadget that rises above diversion, expressing watchers an impression inciting investigation of cultural perspectives toward mental prosperity. Salem, a microcosm of this present reality, turns into a material where the essayists weave a story that difficulties generalizations and encourages a more extensive comprehension of the human condition. As the stunning passage unfurls, the town unites behind Everett, changing his excursion into an aggregate encounter of versatility, sympathy, and the quest for mending. Salem's inhabitants face their own predispositions and misguided judgments, inciting a local area-wide exchange about emotional wellness that rises above the limits of fiction. Everett's story turns into an impetus for compassion, lighting discussions about the significance of destigmatizing psychological wellness battles and cultivating a climate of help and understanding. In this stunning section, Salem goes through a significant change, arising as a stage for psychological well-being backing inside the drama class. The scholars utilize Everett's determination not simply as a plot gadget but rather as a vehicle for social mindfulness, welcoming watchers to consider the widespread idea of emotional well-being difficulties and the basic of encouraging a more humane and comprehensive society. As the stunning section arrives at its crescendo, the drama sort rises above its diversion roots, making a permanent imprint on the shared mindset of its crowd. Everett's process turns into a strong demonstration of the flexibility of the human soul and the potential for positive change inside the domains of fiction and reality the same. Salem, when a setting for outrage and show, changes into a material for cultural thoughtfulness, moving watchers to defy their own perspectives toward emotional wellness and join the tune-up holding for an additional sympathetic and strong world.